Hey, welcome to the Really Charlie podcast. My name is Charlie Perry, as you know, or you should know. And this is the beauty salon segment of the Really Charlie podcast, where I bring guests on and they talk whatever they want to talk about, And then when I say beauty salon, obviously only women can be involved. So, well, let's see. Let's add Stephanie to the screen here. All right. So I got Romina, my dear, Nickol, Stephanie, and Melissa. Please, without any further ado, you guys can strike up the conversation. I'm not going to interrupt you because you all know how women are, right?
Oh, hey, Charlie.
Hello, ladies.
Hey, ladies.
Hello.
Is there
a topic? A topic?
Yeah. A topic? How much you all love men? Some of you might love women. I don't know. It all depends, But it could be anything, It could be how Stephanie made me this T-shirt. I love it. It says "Really Charlie" on it.
You're welcome.
Wait, I got a few more.
Oh, Stephanie, do you make T-shirts?
Excuse me?
Do you make T-shirts?
Yes, I do. I make T-shirts. I make personalized items. I do birthday parties. I decorate.
Nice.
I got a bottle of water.
Thank
Water
you.
says "Really Charlie" on it. I got a bag of chips.
You have like
Really
the
Charlie
information
on it?
because I'm actually looking to get something made. And I would absolutely prefer to support a woman and a woman of color.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. I will. I'll tag it in below in a little bit.
Okay, excellent.
Actually,
excellent.
let me see. Let me do. Let's see here. So, Nickol, when did you stop? Going to church and corrupting my brother and doing bad things like that.
So actually, I am the good one. It is all wrong.
You are.
You're all wrong. Your brother corrupted me because I was the one with the Hispanic parent that I had to be home at a certain time, and then your brother went on with his life. So you have it all wrong. Your brother was never in church, unless was church at the park. Was he praying at the wall? Because
Yeah.
that was the church you're talking
There's
about.
a lot of the church. The park is a sanctuary. What's wrong with you?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, the church at the wall. I'm sorry. Yes, I'm sorry. Yeah. But yeah, no. I definitely corrupted him from that. I totally made him the man he is today. So yes, I will take all the credit for that.
Okay. All right.
It's okay to pat yourself on the back.
Yeah.
I'll take
How
all
long
the
have
credit.
you guys
Stephanie,
been
would
together
you-
now, Nickol?
Come February, we'll make 30 years since junior high school.
Holy cow.
So yes, I will take that credit.
There you go. Yep. Tap. That's a long time.
I always told him the devil's gonna get you, Malik. The devil's gonna get you. You better behave. And look,
The devil wears high heels.
Oh my goodness. I was just about to say something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yes, she does.
That's it.
The devil wears Prada.
That's it.
Right.
Yeah.
She don't discriminate. She wears high heels, sneakers, sandals. She doesn't discriminate.
Awesome.
Okay.
Awesome. So, I don't know. What's on your mind today, Stephanie, Romina, Melissa? What's on your mind today? Anything.
Is that her website?
Could be anything.
Scrolling across the bottom, Stephanie Creations.
Yeah, it is.
.com?
Yes, it is. That's
Yeah.
my website, and I also have a business Facebook page called Stephanie's Creations.
Yeah, I definitely
I'm
want
a
to.
good
I'll
host.
send you this thing that we've been working on at work called Empower Hour, and we were looking to have like T-shirts made. So I'll send it to you and see if you can make it.
Okay, beautiful.
Absolutely.
There you go.
So, ladies, what do you do?
I am.
Well,
Who wants to go first?
God.
Well, I'm here in California. I'm originally from New Bedford. I work in retail, and I'm a full-time mom of 4.
little ones, obviously, like full-time mom.
1, 18, 16, and then I'm the boss is 8 years.
Okay, a 1-year-old. That's a lot.
The girls, yes.
Okay.
So yeah,
Right.
a little about me.
That's it. Go ahead, Nickol. What's up with you, other than being
I can't see.
a body snatcher?
So I do a little bit of everything. I work in the I do case management, but I do case management with HIV and Hep C individuals. But I work inside of the jails, and I also work inside of the detoxes. And on top of that, I also do testing for STIs and HIV. But then I do a whole bunch of things. Like, so I do also like family planning stuff. So I do
Bedford?
So I am here sometimes in New Bedford, but I'm in the Plymouth location. I'm in Barnstable County. I'm in Falmouth. I'm in Dedham. I'm in Martha's Vineyard.
See, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to branch out. Like, I love New Bedford and my people, but I'm trying to like get out there.
Yeah. So I initially started here in New Bedford, and I just did HIV case management. And then I took a different position where I just did case management inside of the jail. And then I started bridging out where I did like the testing inside of the detoxes in the jail. And then with COVID, I really couldn't get inside of the jail. So I started doing other things. So I'm like inside of I do the family planning part. I do the detox part. So I'm everywhere. So one day I'll be in the Cape. Like today I was in the Dedham jail. And then in Plymouth. So I literally went through a rainstorm to sun, then back to rain, then back to sun. So like, I was like, I'm literally all over the place.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bedford?
I am from New Bedford, yeah.
Okay.
She's
also a deer hunter.
Are you? No.
No, no.
No,
No, I'm not. Well, he says that because I totaled my car in the Miles Standish because I work in Plymouth. I drive through Miles Standish, and I avoided the deer and crashed into a tree, and I totaled my car.
Oh no! When was that?
Here I am looking for deers in the back of your like on your walk.
And maybe like a year and a half ago. No, maybe 2 years ago now, because I got a brand new car out of it. So now I drive through Miles Standish, beeping my horn like, I'm coming.
That must have been very scary. Just something coming out of nowhere is whacking you.
Mm-hmm. And they're huge, and they don't care. I see them all the time. And there's also turkeys all the time. Like, they really don't care. The turkeys come at you. Like, they're like, I'm here. I'm here.
I will tell you, not too long ago, I had an encounter with a turkey. And this thing went right up to the grill of my car and started gobbling at me. Like,
yes.
He stopped laughing. Like, he wouldn't even let me go by. Then he went on the side of my car and like bullied me. What the hell?
Yes.
No, it wasn't in New Bedford.
Yes. Yeah, they're super aggressive, the turkeys. I'm like, what's wrong with these turkeys? Like, they come at you. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna stop. Just go.
I'm like, don't you know you're gonna be on someone's plate soon?
Yes. Super aggressive.
I have a coworker whose car got damaged, pretty well by a bunch of turkeys who just kept pecking at it and like just going at it.
I was nervous of that because I had just gotten the car at that, and I'm like, so it was shining. I had washed it, so I think it was like gobbling at its reflection. But I was scared to stop fighting. Like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I was scared to take off because, all right, what's the rule of a turkey coming at your car? Can you hit it and go? Do you hit it and call the cops? Like, what do you do?
I just stop. Like, so sometimes you'll see like a dozen turkeys plus the baby. So you see everybody stop and just let them cross. Like no matter where you are in Plymouth. So I drive through Plymouth, Carver, like no matter where you are, if you see the turkeys, everybody just stops and lets them cross. So
probably a lot.
Yeah. It's like, no, I've never seen a turkey get hit. So I'm just like, I always stop. I'm like, let me just slow down.
And we are still fighting for our rights, and these turkeys just run shit.
They are, they're like, we run the show. You're stopping for us. Yeah.
Don't worry. You hit it, it's just a bunch of feathers all over the place.
No.
Just a bunch of feathers all over the place.
I don't know. That might clog your engine. That might clog your engine.
So what do you do?
I am a social worker. So I work for the Commonwealth of Massachusetts during the day as a kids case manager supervisor for the Department of Mental Health. And then in the evening, I'm an outpatient clinical therapist in a practice. So I do some counseling. I also volunteer for a number of organizations throughout the community. I am a former Ward 1 candidate for public office. That's actually how me and Charlie got pretty connected. So just a little bit of everything, a little bit of everywhere.
Like a big time. Charlie's a little big time.
Yeah.
Okay.
So how does everyone know? Well, we figured out how Nickol knows Charlie. So how do others know Charlie?
Charlie is brother-in-law. My husband Frank is. That's how I know Charlie.
Charlie's been family for years. I've known Charlie forever, and he's become part of my family. His brother has kids with my sister, so he could never get rid of us.
Yeah.
And he's my brother's watch guard. He's always telling me he's going to tell my brother.
Right.
But
tell him everything. I'm telling him all your secrets.
So my little crafty side, I get that from my mom. She's like the most craftiest, amazing woman I've ever met. That's like a side thing that I do on the weekends after work. But I actually paint scallop boats for a living.
Oh wow!
Yeah. Oh, she isn't. Don't believe her. She's actually a Nigerian pirate. She's been robbing all them vessels on the open sea.
Oh, I walked the plank plenty of times. Let me tell you something. I actually fell in the water one time. But yeah, I've been working down there for quite some time now. I'm like the only female on the shipyard. So I tell people I'm 30 by day and I'm glittery by night. So yeah, it's like you meet a lot of new people because a lot of people go there and get their boats pulled out from different places and everything. But it's cool.
Okay. That's interesting.
It's awesome.
So you physically paint the boats?
Yes, I do. I gotta prep them, grind them, climbing, you name it, using power tools all day. And then painting is an understatement, let's just say.
Right.
Yeah, there's nothing I ain't done on them boats but drive them.
That's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
I love hearing about women in like non-traditional roles. I think it's empowering.
Yeah, let me tell you, when I go like places like downtown or in a store in my work clothes, I'm used to it now, but in the beginning it used to like bother me. Like people stare at me, and I'm like, oh my goodness, like nobody never seen a dirty girl before.
Right.
But if I go to the shipyard just like this in normal clothes, same thing. I get stared at, like like who's she? Yeah. So I just learned to just be like whatever. Some people ask questions, some people just stare.
The guys look at her and say, "That's not Stephanie. She's not dirty."
Yeah, let me tell you, yeah, there's a couple of times somebody told me, hey, I thought I seen you in Walmart the other day. I'm like, you probably did.
Right. It's definitely me. I took a shower. Hello.
I was staying in work clothes all day, but yeah,
Right.
it's very adventurous. Like I never know what I'm going to get into. Even if I started a job and I'm going in to go finish it, the boat owner could just turn around and say, hey, Steph, we need you somewhere. Can you? And because I'm little, I'm only 4'9", they tend to squeeze me in the littlest spots. But I like it. I wouldn't change it for nothing until
That's
my
cool.
small business blows up.
Right.
I actually have my son down there working with me. So, legacy.
So how many kids do you have, Stephanie?
I have 3 children and 2 grandbabies.
Oh,
Yep. I got
And Romina, you said you had 4, right?
I have 4.
And then Nickol, you have
2.
the 2 boys. I was thinking of
Just
that.
the
I
2
was like,
boys.
2
So
boys.
am I the only grandma on the screen?
Yeah, no, mine are 21 and 19, almost 20.
Well, my oldest, 30. My daughter's gonna be 27. My youngest is 24.
But you say 27?
And by the way,
20.
I'm gonna tell you that she's done a lot of growing up since Keith.
Oh, yeah.
Probably was the
Hey, a lot of
there when she was going to school.
Hey, believe it or not, a lot of them on my Facebook page, and I become friends with a lot of those kids. So now they're grown with children, and
No babies.
it's weird. It's yeah.
Yep, no babies.
So
It's an on school. My oldest is the one that gave me the 2 babies.
yeah. I see. We got Carol Paris making a comment. See, Carol has 19 grandchildren. Oh my God!
Congratulations.
Just like a Paris.
How many children out of the 19?
Carol, I don't know how many. What?
Ooh.
2 kids?
Yeah, right. Yeah, no.
I don't know. That's Carol's living up to that Paris name, man, making babies.
You want one, Ray?
So,
You want a grandbaby or a baby? Did Ray just say I want one?
She wants a grandbaby, so
that's what I seen. I want one.
She wants one.
I mean, my oldest is
so Ray. What do you want?
But
is he really? I was like, I knew he was like a year or 2 old. I didn't realize he was that much older than my kids.
He'll be 24 in August, and then Eamon is he'll be 17. So yeah, I'm good.
Babies aren't babies no more either.
How is he gonna be 17?
Well, I just turned 11, and my grandson will be 9.
Eamon is gonna be 17. He'll be 17 in September.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, he's in his what is he? Sophomore in Voc right now. Sophomore in Voc. He'll be 17 in September. Yep.
Holy
yep.
Cow.
And then I have custody of my niece. I have custody of my niece too, and she just turned 16 in May.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
don't listen to her. Yep. She kidnapped her niece, and the only reason why I don't report her because I'm retired. But she really kidnapped her niece.
Yeah.
Kids been trying. Kids been trying to get out of the house for about a year now.
Yeah.
I won't
Everybody
snitch.
wants to be here.
I won't.
You won't snitch.
No, that. I won't snitch.
Okay. All right.
Romina, you said you're on the West Coast in California. Whereabouts in California are you?
I'm in the Bay Area, outside of San Francisco.
Oh, okay.
Nice. My
How long you been out
49ers.
But I'm not a 49ers fan. No.
I know. I'm sorry.
Are you a 49ers fan?
I am. Always been.
People from the West Coast like teams from the East Coast. And a lot of people on the East Coast have known that. I know Michelle is too, a 49ers fan as well.
Yep.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Can't transition.
Charlie brought me a lanyard from the 49ers last time they went out there.
They go crazy.
You deserve it. That's the least I can do in 30 years. That's the least I can do is buy you a lanyard.
I know.
I mean,
I know. I appreciate it.
Only Charlie.
I do love you. I really do. I love Romina. I love Melissa. I love Stephanie. You guys are great to me.
We love you back.
So, Stephanie, tell us about your friendship with TJ. You know, how do you maintain such a bad friendship with her? You know,
Better leave my TJ alone.
she tried to drown me in Puerto Rico. She's trying to drown me in Puerto Rico. I can't believe it. I don't know where that knife came from. She had a bikini on and pulled a knife on me.
Oh my
Crazy.
goodness.
She was in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Yep, she was with us.
How
I
was
don't know where
it?
that knife came from. Bushes. It was good. Real good.
Good.
I enjoyed it. I really do.
I need to get my feet.
Yeah, in fact.
I'm going to be 50 next year, and I know I ain't never getting on a plane. I have a fear of flying, but if I didn't, I would have been right there with you guys. But there's no getting.
Just steal a boat.
Oh my goodness!
Steal one of the boats.
Just
you know how long
tell you.
Let me tell you. By the time I got there, you would have been home.
Just tell your doctor that you're nervous about flying, and they'll give you something to relax you.
Oh my goodness, that would probably kill me.
Knock you right out. No.
Well
worth it.
Seriously. So my dad was an army. I'm an army brat, and I always get motion sickness. So I have to take something every time I fly. I don't even care. So they have to give me something to go and come back. So I don't care. I dose myself.
So bad. Even when I'm on a boat and it's docked, it's tied up. But if it's a choppy day and the water's my stomach, I'm out of there.
I'm the same way.
I don't have my sea legs at all.
I'm the same way, and I go on cruises all the time. But I put that patch on and I go.
But I think for me, it's all in my head. If I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be nauseous, and I'm like, oh, I'm nauseous. I think that's
Stephanie.
that's the
problem. What's the big problem, Stephanie? It's like.
But here I am. I climb 80 feet in the air on booms on them boats, holding a 10-pound needle gun on an air hose without a belt, but I won't go on a plane.
That's all in your head then.
That's
all in your head then.
Yeah.
But you see, I can control myself up there. This man up in front in a little booth is controlling everything. I don't know if I can trust
You can just hold your person's hand next to you. You can just hold it really tight and just grip it, and you can do it. I have faith in you. You can do it.
Go with anybody that I'm close with or that I love or something, because it'll be easy for me to just cuss them the hell out. I need to be with somebody that I don't know.
And you just don't get your seats next to each other.
Oh, I know, right? Let's go back there.
Hey, being boat sick, air sickness, it's all like pregnancy. I know. Just like pregnancy.
How do you know?
Mina, share your talent. Nickol Perry.
Yeah, stomach hurt. Stomach hurt. Yeah, that's actually for Romina. We want to hear some of your talents because she is a very, very talented sister-in-law of mine. So tell us what you do.
I know you said you do other stuff. Let's hear that other stuff.
Well, besides what I do, I like to do makeup. That's something I do on the side, but not something I like to do professionally. I'm very into DIYing. I love to refurnish furniture. Mm-hmm. My Cricut is like
my alley.
Friend.
I did these behind me, both of them.
I'm a jack of all trades. I like to do pretty much anything, but I haven't found something that's a passion for me.
Well, eventually you will. I've touched all kind of different things. I have a Cricut. I have 2 different printers. I have a heat press sitting right in front of me, an industrial heat press. I'm like, I'm into all kind of little things, and I'm like, one day I'll find exactly what I want.
I'm not the only one. Then I always feel because I haven't found something I'm really into. It's like I'm all over the place. I will do it. I'll make it. I'll have with it for the moment, and then it fades away. Then I want to do something else.
Right. Yeah. That's exactly how I am. I'm thinking of like selling candy. I'm like, oh my goodness, I need to pick like 4 things and stick with them, but they all pretty much go with, what I really do. So it's not nothing off the map. Like I'm not trying to be a carpenter or anything.
I have a tomboy side, so I'm down to take a car apart.
That's where the shipyard comes from. Yup. That's my father. My father was one of the best mechanics in New Bedford. And I got that side from him, being able to work with tools and, being, hands-on. And then I got my mom's side as well. So I got, both sides. It's kind of cool.
Sometimes I'm not the only person who is very undecisive and don't completely have.
Yeah, no, you will find it. Like during the pandemic, I literally found because I used to do full parties, like cheers, sashes, tablecloths, and in the town that I'm in, not too many people want to spend what it's actually worth. Yeah. And me being who I am, I'm like, oh, okay. And then I find myself not making nothing and no profit. And so I buttoned it down to just doing what I think is best for me, and I offer it. And like on my website, I put everything that I offer. So, the pandemic kind of helped me, slow down, pump my brakes and decide, hey girl, what you pick and choose, what you gonna do?
So what did the pandemic, what was the biggest change during the pandemic for you ladies during this past year? Stephanie, it sounds like you found your passion. You found what excites you.
Yes, I did. I do. And it slowed down a little bit for the pandemic, but I found little ways to make do. Like I do personalized treats, like his water bottle. I do so I do what's potty in a box. Like I create a little a box in a potty where now you can, cash at me. I can go and leave it on your doorstep. No, interaction or anything like that. I did Valentine's Day boxes. I did Easter boxes, sip and paint boxes for the kids, the t-shirts. So I found little things to keep me busy. And every so often somebody was throwing me a party in the yard, if they wanted to do it, they'd do it. I go with my mask, and usually I go before anybody shows up, and I'm going there to take my stuff down after everyone leaves. So, it's just now starting to open up, and people are inboxing me for halls, like to do things inside venues and stuff.
Cool. Romina, how about you?
For me, it was self-care.
Mm-hmm.
Self-care for sure. And that I was just going 1,000 miles an hour, doing mother duty, wife duty, work, and caring for other people. And my family's all back east, and none are here. But it gave me time to really put all that aside, all those hats that I wear, to think about me and put
That's important.
Be stingy, but kind of put myself first and be stingy. 3 years ago, I got diagnosed with breast cancer. So while I was going through treatment and everything was going so fast, I never really took time to care for me. I was so worried about if something was to happen to me, how's my going to hold up? So I was doing things, thinking ahead instead of thinking for them.
So of course, that's an emotional, touchy situation for myself. I was diagnosed with breast cancer.
It taught me during the pandemic.
So yeah, I was diagnosed in February with breast cancer. So I know.
I can't really hear.
I was diagnosed with breast cancer in February. So we kind of, I know where you're coming from. So that, that was.
Nickol, how about you?
So nothing really changed for me. I continued working. I mean,
can't really hear.
Yeah, I continued working the whole time through the pandemic. I never really stopped. I think I came home maybe for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and I just continued going. I hear you, Romina. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
I can't hear no one.
Oh.
Can you hear us now?
It is great until it's not.
Right.
Go ahead, Nickol. So your work was completely in the field pretty much the whole time?
Mm-hmm. Like our clinics were open, everything. So I just instead of doing my main job, I just did other jobs. So I never stopped. We just, so we just kept going. And then once I could continue into my own job, we just switched back. I'm sure just like you did, because your job can't stop either.
No. I mean, I continued working. I was fortunate that I was able to work from home most of it. I do go into the office, but it's like once a week. And I just started with the outpatient a couple of months ago. But I do offer in-person services. But I think for me, the biggest thing this past year was just learning to kind of like slow down and appreciate home. Because, you know, prior to doing the outpatient, I was doing a number of other jobs that got me out of my house about 7 a.m, and I wouldn't get back home till about 11 o'clock at night. And so it was like, just come in, go straight upstairs, take a shower, go to bed, wake up the next day and like run right back down the stairs and out the door. So being able to just kind of be still and be present at home, and to actually like enjoy my home. I'm like, I'm paying, you know, I pay this mortgage every month and I wasn't able to enjoy it. I'm like, you know, last summer was the first summer I sat on my deck in the 3 years that I had been in my home at that time. I'm like, oh, this is nice. Why don't I sit out here? And I'm like, oh, that's right. 'Cause I'm always like not home or I'm exhausted when I am home.
Right.
So
Romina,
it's
you
definitely give me an appreciation for that.
I can hear you now.
Okay.
Is it better now?
I want to just go back real quick to when you couldn't hear us. You had said something about that you was diagnosed with breast cancer.
I was
I was also diagnosed back in February. And yeah, so it was tough. It was. So I can understand where you went through the whole emotional thing and, you know, dealing with everything else going on in the world, you know. You're scared of catching this one ugly thing out there and then you get, you know, breast cancer.
Yeah, it was rough going through chemo and all that. It was tough, but I still had to wear the multiple hats that I wear. But do it.
Okay.
Right.
To see you doing good.
Now that initial shock of getting, you know, diagnosed, you know, what was the hardest thing that you guys had to go through when dealing with your family? Because I mean, obviously you guys are going through a lot, just getting that news that, you know, cancer and so on and so forth. But how did you settle in to finally tell your family? Did you pick and choose who you told?
I told my kids first, but I didn't tell anybody at first. I kept it to myself because it's the way they do it. You know, they tell you come in and then they different appointments and they're not even sure. So you don't want to go and tell people if they're not sure and have everybody else stressing out with you. So after the biopsy and they told me it was, that's when I finally told my children. It took me the longest to tell my mom because she's like, you know, the warrior of the family, of course, you know. So when I did tell her, I'll never forget, she tells me, she goes, well, you're making me feel good because you don't sound so bad in your voice. And in the back of my head, I'm like, lady, I've known for months. That's why, like, you know. If I called you the day I knew, trust me, I'd be crying. You wouldn't even understand what I was saying. But it's not easy, telling you. And then my family was going through things at the time. My brother had just lost his son. And shortly after that, we lost my cousin. So I wanted to find that window to tell everybody, like, and the window just was there. So, you know, finally I told everybody. They caught it early, so I didn't have to go through too much. No chemo, radiation. So I was lucky. I was very, very lucky.
Definitely good.
So, ladies, do you have anything planned?
Well, I got it.
Are you scared to go places? Do you see people with no masks? Oh my goodness!
I'm inside.
Nobody had a mask on. I'm like, all right, you whipped us into wearing these things now.
I'm inside jails. They haven't been wearing masks. I'm inside detoxes. They very rarely wear masks. So, I mean, it's all upon you. And I didn't catch COVID this whole time. So I'm telling you that I've been inside of jails and I go into multiple jails and I go into multiple detoxes and I haven't. And I wear an N95 mask and I wear scrubs when I go into the jail. Well, some jails. I don't wear scrubs every time I go into jail. But when I'm testing and when I'm doing testing, I wear scrubs and I wear my N95 mask. And what I do is I make sure that I just take my own precautions. I clean everything when I get there. I wash my hands as many times as I can. I clean in between each client. I mean, and you can't force anybody to wear a mask. I tell every guy that comes in. So when I'm in a jail, I only see men, and I always tell them, wear your mask. Wear your mask, pull your mask up, wear your mask, pull your mask up, wear your mask. But you know, what are you going to do?
Right.
You know, so, but I keep my mask on. I wear my glasses in the jail. I bring my own wipes. I bring my own gloves. I bring all my own stuff. But it's all in how you're taking your precautions.
Mhm.
It doesn't matter about anybody else, whether they wear a mask or anything. It just matters about what you're doing. So I don't care if you wear your mask or not. It's all in how you're taking care of yourself. And like I said, since COVID started, I've been in and out of detox, in and out of jail, and I've been good. So
It's a blessing.
I had to get the
Right.
test. I had to get the COVID test only because I was going into surgery. And I was like, oh my goodness, I'm more nervous to get this damn test than I am to go into surgery. Everybody
yeah,
talks about it, but it was
I get
pretty
tested
cool.
all the time.
right. Me
I
too.
also pick up shifts at a group home, so
Right.
residential care. So
I guess certain people that do certain things will take it more than others if you're interacting with other people more than.
Right.
Ladies, could you hold on 1 second while I make this announcement? I gotta pay the bills, and this guy's paying some of the bills. All right, hold on 1 second here.
Oh, Valdi.
Yeah. So, if you're looking to buy or sell your home, reach out to Legacy Realty Group, Valdir Baptista, Korea, real estate agent at 508-441-1628. It's also got a Gmail at Valdir Korea, realtor at gmail.com. Please look them up. Good salesman, always a constant professional. So if you are looking to buy or sell a home, please look up Valdir Korea. Thank you very much. All right.
So
Speaking
Romina,
of
you
real
said you're
estate,
in
it's priceless.
I know it's crazy. Romina, you said you're in retail?
I am. I work in the finance department part.
Okay. Is it for a particular store or
Max. Well, it's for Marshall's Home Goods. It's for that brand.
Okay.
For the
okay?
Ooh, I love them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't go in the stores too much because it can get rather dangerous. It's like, oh, I didn't know I needed this.
Right.
The hell with COVID, right? My wallet.
or that
Let's see.
I'm sorry, Romina, what was it? I didn't hear you.
Oh,
in the morning before the store opens, so I see items before customers can see.
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
No, it's not.
I'd be hiding things behind the ugliest stuff so that way I can go back and buy it later.
Not the steward side comes in. When I start seeing things, I'm like, oh, I can put this together. I can create this. I can. It's bad.
Right.
So I go in there
Here's
for,
my
like,
paycheck
my
here.
tables and for my cake tables and stuff. I like going back there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what do y'all ladies like to do for fun outside of being a mom, a wife?
What is
Oh, I
that?
am not
Actually,
a wife.
Can you give me a description of what you just said? Because I don't know.
Whatever it is.
Listen, whenever I can get away, I try to get away. We were just, Malik and I were just in Yarmouth. We went to the Red Jacket Resorts. We stayed a few nights and we had the best. Sunday was like in the 90s. And they had the chairs on the beach. They had an outdoor pool. They had an indoor pool. And it was gorgeous. Malik's like, what are you doing? I'm like, that chair right there on the end, it said, Nickol, come lay on me. And I did that all day. I did not leave that chair. He's like, what are we
Did
doing for
Malik
breakfast?
say the same thing, Malik?
No, he went and got breakfast. He got lunch.
Hey,
And I laid in that chair.
Oh my goodness.
He
I'd be able to stay up past 9 o'clock.
He didn't say, Nickol, come lay on me?
Yeah, but that was later. We didn't do that in the sand. There was children on the sand, Charlie Perry.
Really, Charlie?
Right?
Listen,
Where's Michelle
that
at? Where's
that never-
Michelle at?
I know, right? Michelle, come get this man.
Yeah, she's hearing you. She's just laughing because I get to pick on you for it, you know?
Uh-huh.
Yo, she's like, oh, y'all turn.
So yes, it was
She's like,
gorgeous.
save
Turn.
me. This
It
is
was
her break.
gorgeous. Uh-huh. And the weekend before that, I went to Providencetown with my girlfriends. So
I've never been
I
to
try-
P-Town. It's on my list, but I've never been out there.
why?
Yeah,
I don't know.
got to do it.
Never
Gotta
been.
do
Yeah,
it.
we try to go once a year. I actually my mother's side of the family, they actually that's where they went when they came here from Portugal. They set up there. So I actually have family out there in P-Town. So yeah, so I try to get down there as much as I can. Not that I really know any of them, but like just I don't know, to be like my grandmother, my great grandmother's gone, like all of them are gone. So it's just like I don't know. I feel like I'm closer to them when I'm there or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always good to have somebody somewheres out, you know.
Yeah.
I see lots of friends sharing like the
Out with them,
carnival
too.
pictures from P-Town. Like, so that's definitely something I want to experience. That looks like a blast.
Yeah. So what did I think we went 2 years ago. I think it was Bear Weekend, and we went into
I saw
and
that.
it was so much fun. We had so much fun. We just have so much fun. It's crazy.
But when you say beer weekend, like beers, like
No.
oh, beer.
No, it's
Drinking.
bears. Bears.
Okay.
Bears. It's like that's a terminology for men.
Getting
So-
naked.
I mean, they can get naked all they want. They ain't got nothing to do with me. They don't like me.
Do they?
They like other men.
Wait, I got a question for you. Do they have tan lines? Yes or no?
I don't know. I didn't look. They don't like me.
Where you
Listen,
saying with this, Charlie?
be-
Mr.
true.
Mr. Perry, they do not like women. They like other men. They're men that like men.
But-
They do not like women.
I didn't say that. I just asked you a question. Did
Did
they
they
have
have tan
tan lines or not? Or not?
mean,
Yes or no?
Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
I mean, yes, I did see some butt cheeks. I really did see some butt cheeks. Yeah, you're right. I did see some
okay,
butt cheeks.
all right.
I don't think I've seen tan lines.
Oh, see,
I think
you
I've seen some
finally
thumbs.
answered.
Do
You
they
went,
have
a,
new
you went a
up there?
roundabout way to answer the question.
Well, you didn't ask me if I seen butt cheeks. I wasn't looking for tans.
I said
I did see
tan
butt
lines.
cheeks. I wasn't looking
No,
for
like
tan
tan.
lines.
No, I asked if they had them or not. Yes or no?
Yo no sé.
Yeah.
Yo no
No
sé.
con-
Yo no sé.
yeah. So, let's see.
Did we lose Romina
Carol.
for good? Any chance she'll make it back in?
No, maybe she's probably gonna sign on her PC or something. I know she is on her iPad, but so she'll come back on. I know she will.
The center smokes?
Carol says. Carol says good night.
Good night,
All
Carol.
right. Carol.
Good
Yeah,
night.
good night.
See, it's not only my bedtime. I
So-
swear, it's so hard to stay up past 9 o'clock lately. I don't know. I swear my mind goes.
All right, here she comes. Here she comes.
Welcome back.
Not for a long time. What did I miss?
Welcome back.
Holly.
There you
We're talking
are.
about P-Town.
Oh yeah, Charlie was harassing me.
Talking about. Yeah, I was.
Tan lines.
Romina, Romina, have you been to P-Town
With P-Town.
Providencetown.
and in Cape
Oh yeah.
Providencetown and Cape? You been there?
Mm-hmm.
Did
Yeah.
Love
the
you,
guys? Did the guys have any tan lines? Yes or no?
I didn't pay attention.
Jesus.
You didn't.
I mean, like, who really looks at that?
You are saying the same thing.
Listen. I just wanted you girls to answer the question. You've been there, you know. They say it's a
She's like,
open
I'm out
environment and people
I
tan.
know,
You've
I'm fixing
been-
my Wi-Fi.
You've been to P-Town. Did you see any tan lines?
Of course I did. Michelle's
lying.
tan lines were gorgeous. Michelle had tan lines on
We
her
was not asking
shoulder.
about Michelle's.
No, you asked me if there were tan lines. I said Michelle had tan lines, from her spaghetti straps there, whatever you call them. She had tan lines. Yeah.
I will tell you
See,
this though that we stayed in a hotel there at the top of the commercial street, and we were on the bottom, and somebody was at the top on the deck, and they did not care that anybody else was around. They didn't care that anybody else could hear. And I'm like, am I hearing what I think I'm hearing? And we were going out. It was like after we had already been out, we had already eaten, we had already walked the street. It was maybe like 11, 12. So we were going down to the beach. And I'm like, no. We walked out. There was other people walking. And yes, it was. And they were like, oh, that was only round one. I said, round one? There's going to be two? Again? I'm like, there's kids here. Like, what?
They don't care.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
They did not care. There was no shame in the game.
Community.
I guess so.
But
I get it, but
they are great hosts though. That's a great hosting town. They do a great job. So
yeah.
But
we have a good time every time we go.
Yes, we
Oh,
do.
someday.
So
we have a good time every time we go.
But so what do you think about this beauty salon thing? You think it's gonna work? You think it's something I need to keep on doing?
So.
All right. I'm just trying to.
I think so.
Absolutely.
I'm trying to, bring it all in and have ladies do their do their thing, have their conversation, talk about whatever they want to talk about, and without me restricting them with some questions. I mean, I might say a question here or two, but I really want to kind of say things, just listen to what you have to say.
You got to get Ray on at the same time.
You and Ray? I'll do that. That's easy.
Okay.
Ray's doing big things on Atlanta.
Yes, you put us two on here and forget it. You might as well just go sit with Michelle.
That's all I'm trying to do. Just sit back.
Love you. She's like, don't suck with me.
She won't even get on there. I'm trying to get her on there, but she won't get on there.
No.
Nope. No.
This is her break time.
Right? She's trying to get rid of that.
Yeah.
She's too. I just found out. Okay, she makes personal chip bags for parties. I just found that out, and she requested my business page. So I hope she goes through it and gets some
very crafty.
Ideas and that. Tell her if she wants to know anything. Ask me.
Yeah, she is very crafty.
She's got all kinds of stuff. I mean, I can't even have family live with me because she took over that other bedroom.
Oh, let me tell you something. I'm about to
call it cricket bedroom.
I need a.
You don't need anybody living with you.
I was gonna.
The amount of space that I work in, people wouldn't even believe me. In the work that I do, that it comes out to, like you wouldn't even believe the amount of space that
all you need is a little tiny workstation.
Yep, there you go. You make a mess is when you know you're doing something. If they're in a mess, you ain't doing it right. So how many times did you want to throw your cricket out the window?
No, I love cricket.
How many times did you want to throw your cricket out the window?
For the first 5 months, probably every day. Because I was trying to figure out all these things that I watch on YouTube and they do, and I try to do it. But once I got the hang of it, it was a done deal.
Right. Yep. It was a
done deal. I love it. But it's been sitting, collecting dust for the past few months.
Well, what do you just do? You do vinyl? You just work with vinyl?
What I've been doing lately is t-shirts.
Okay. Do you just vinyl? You don't do sub? Okay. All right.
No, I don't do just iron-ons.
Okay, all right. Because
I
had to buy a whole nother printer to do the.
Yeah, I haven't got there yet. I'm gonna get there.
Oh, my kid! My birthday, then it comes Mother's Day right afterwards, and I'm like, woohoo! They're like, so what do you want? I'm like, a printer, a Cricut, a heat press. I swear my kids.
For
built
me,
my
last
whole-
Mother's Day,
my
I wanted
whole
a label
stuff.
maker for Mother's Day, and my family thought I was crazy because I wanted a label maker.
Yeah, my daughter told me, "What do you want for Mother's Day?" She goes, "Do you want something for you?" I'm like, "That is for me. What do you mean?"
Exactly.
You kidding me?
I love it.
But I was doing the vinyl, but the weeding, oh my goodness, that can drive me crazy.
Yeah.
So I went with sublimation because it's so easy. There you go.
So you have to have a separate printer for that?
Yeah, because once you put that ink in there, you can't use it for not. You can, but it's forever to clean it out, and so I got 2 printers.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
I haven't
not
got to that
crafty.
side yet.
Yes,
I'm crafty only when I need
Melissa,
to.
you got a Cricut?
I sleep
Nope.
crafty. Oh my goodness, I wake up with.
I wear a cookie.
I swear to you,
Not a Cricut.
I'm so my mother's child. I swear, it's like I literally have a notebook. Like I wake up and think of things like, oh shit, let me take this note because I will forget.
I'm always
But
on
then
YouTube.
I never
Always
do
on
it.
YouTube.
Yep. TikTok. Let me tell you. Oh my goodness, I've been finding a lot of things on TikTok. They'll teach you.
The things my kids
Hey.
are trying pickles and ranch and the trends that's going on now. It's crazy.
I think it's more like
Nickol,
when you like
Yeah.
certain things, that's what goes down your For You page or something. Is that how that
Mhm.
works? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Charlie.
Nicole, you can go on YouTube and they got a video that says how to fix my brother-in-law, and it will help you out.
Put him in a box
I
and send
mean,
him to his brother.
you can come over and I can smack you a few times if you like.
All right.
I don't know. If you
Listen.
could come over, I can feed you the moonshine. It might work. And then you know
Oh,
what
that'll
happens?
make
Then
a-
you can go home and Michelle will make you sleep on the floor. We could do that. Those
don't-
stories always make me happy. We could do that.
All right.
Come on, you could come over.
That's-
Come over right now. It'd only be you and I.
All right.
Eamon is in the room. Leek is in the room. Helen's in the room. It'd be just you and I. You could drink moonshine all by yourself. I'll feed you chicken pot pie and moonshine. Come on.
I thought a drunk Charlie Perry is not good. It's not. It's not.
I
good
know
for
you
the
butt
people
dial
around.
me all the time. Come on.
I experienced that once.
Why do you?
Charlie, you can't hang.
Yeah, I gotta. I can hang. I don't want to drink
Until
alone,
he
so I
starts
call
butt
people.
dialing you.
What? You didn't like my conversation?
I know you're a lightweight.
I love your conversations, Charlie Perry. You always
I
love
call
me
her-
when you're drunk.
Yeah, I call Romina too.
Hey
I
Charlie,
sing to her everything.
you do it lightweight.
No, I can drink.
Why?
So Charlie and I are December babies, and he's only, what are you, like 6 days after mine, right?
Yeah.
So on my
Actually-
40th birthday, he was just as drunk as me. I left my 40th birthday. I didn't even make it to the end. And
wow.
Charlie had to sleep on the floor too.
Yes, I did.
I didn't make it
Yes,
to the
I
end
did.
of my birthday, and Charlie slept on the floor too. So he
Did
threw
you
up
give
just
up
as much
like
as I did. And we were both drunk.
Yeah.
He was drunk just like I was drunk.
So you guys
We
were still
celebrated.
drunk
It
6
took my-
days later for the next birthday. Like, nope, we're still
Yeah.
drunk.
I
I
don't
don't-
drink. I can't drink. Oh my goodness. Oh, I don't even try.
I didn't even make it to work on Monday. That's how drunk I was.
Jeez. And this was Saturday?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. I made it to happy birthday, and that was about it.
Wow.
And that was it.
Yes, I am on Instagram as well. Actually, I
Yes,
need
they
to
all are.
Instagram because I got it as Little Bit, which is my nickname forever, not knowing that I was going to be posting business pictures on there.
You can change your name anytime on Instagram.
Just change it.
And you
You
can
told
take
me
off those pictures anytime.
Oh no, I did that already.
Yeah.
Just pictures of the boatyard or balloons. I go from boats to balloons.
Hey.
I can't wait for Nicole's birthday again. I can't wait.
When is it?
No,
What
no.
month is it?
Really.
I'm in December, but I don't drink like that. No. So I drank a whole bottle of Ciroc that night. I no longer drink Ciroc anymore because of that. So no, Charlie. We can drink, but we will not be drinking like that.
Why not? What's wrong with
because
you?
like
It's,
that
yeah,
my
birthdays are like
hurt.
anniversaries. It would be like an anniversary thing, you know, like an annual.
They took pictures of me. They took pictures of me throwing up. They had videos of me throwing up. And then they were gonna post it, so I had to post it before they posted it.
Wow.
No. They had posters. They had pictures of me going
wonderful.
like this. No. Who looks wonderful throwing up? That's nasty. Like no.
Oh, Charlie's infamous of taking people's pictures and putting their heads on. He got a picture of me and my homegirl TJ sitting in a toilet in a men's bathroom in the throne.
Oh, I know. Him and his brother are the same way.
And he posted it like, what the hell?
Yeah.
That's it. I'm giving you your attention. That's all.
I'm like, oh my goodness. It pops up every year in my memory too.
Yeah. But Charlie can come over and drink his moonshine. If you cry and get locked in the bathroom, that's not my fault.
Oh, see now you guys, girls, ladies, you got Julio in the mix. You got Bonnie in the mix talking about me. Bonnie, I am 40 years old. You know?
Auntie Bonnie knows. She was there. Auntie Bonnie
Julio
knows.
saying, listen, don't even listen to Julio. He's known me a long time, but he's the one that couldn't hang. He was streaking like Will Ferrell on that movie there. So
in Puerto Rico?
Did Landon get drunk?
Yeah. No, this was the other visit. This was the infamous visit in Puerto Rico. Me, Julio, and Abel. 7 days in Puerto Rico. Just not a good thing.
The island's never
really
been
isn't.
the same.
No,
right?
it hasn't.
Hurricane Charlie came
Posted my head on tattoo from Fantasy Island. Is that Uncle? What's Uncle talking about over there, Charlie?
Yeah.
What'd you do to my brother?
Listen, I didn't do anything to him. I could do plenty to that dude because all the voice throwing his voice and what's that little dude's name? Tattoo.
He still gets me after something minutes. I grew up with this man, and he'll pretend he's gonna throw something to me, and I know he don't got nothing in his hand, and I do like this, ready to catch it. He gets me every time. I don't care. He could do it 2 minutes later. He'll do it again. He'll get me.
He throws his voice the best. I mean, I haven't seen anybody better than that. He got me just a couple of years ago. It's only me and him and walking out the doorway, and he goes, Charlie, and I'm looking and I'm like, oh, you got me. And I'm the one that is usually sitting back watching Michael play games with people, throwing his voice, and I'm the one that's laughing or trying not to laugh.
Who was it that was going they were holding signs or something?
Oh no, that was Counselor. He got JoJo Forts
on video holding signs, waving, going hello, and he's like, somebody's calling me. Hi, how are you? Like, yo, it's the funniest. He had some guy running through the projects. He was like, I swear somebody's calling me. He ran all the way through the upside to go see it. There was nobody there. It was my brother. See, we all have talent in my family.
He would go up to Melissa. Melissa, you know Michael?
I know who he is, yeah.
All right. Well, beware when he gets close to you, by your side, beware. They're gonna be swinging that hair left to right because thinking someone's calling your name.
Let me tell you something, right?
It'll be Michael.
The chairs being pulled out from underneath you, and Lord.
Oh, wow.
When your mother says, all right, everybody, time for bed. Everybody get the same bedtime. So he knows everybody's going to run and jump on their bed. So the wood, back in the day, you know how they had the wood at the bottom of the bed to keep the mattress up? He went up there and moved everybody's wood to like when it was ready to fall and just balanced the mattress on it. So that when everybody jumped on their bed, like, time for bed, all you heard was bah, 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 bah. Like everybody got in trouble.
Wow.
Uh,
Oh, wow.
he's, he's wonderful.
It
So
was
I want you
You
let
need
me
to get
just
him on here. Why hasn't he gone on
yeah,
here? Not here, but you know,
because
Bob.
he's always he gives me those political answers, you know. Well, let me check with my schedule. Charlie, call my secretary, all that stuff. You know that. You know how he is, you know. But
Busy man.
I gotta let me give you a question here. People kind of suffer in silence about some things, you know, different things, you know, just keeping it's something that you want to speak up on, and but you kind of suffer in silence, and you know, is that something that, you know, I mean, we all have something maybe, you know, but is that something you girls want to speak on, you know, things that you may suffer in silence with, you know, whether it's, you
Not
know,
good.
it might be a bad question.
I'm not suffering in silence. So I'm Hispanic, and I know that we suffer in silence, but I'm not going to suffer in silence. Whereas a lot of past generations they have, but I'm going to break that. I'm going to break that for my kids. I'm going to break that for my grandchildren and my next generation that's going to come. I'm not going to suffer. So the job that I have is for me to bridge people that are in corrections so they can come out and be stable. So if I'm going to do that, how can I suffer in silence? So that is my main goal for my job.
Are you the go-to person in your family and in your profession?
Of course.
Or do you try to be?
Of course.
All right.
I mean, I carry the weight of everyone. I mean, majority of the time, I'm the person that everybody comes to because I'm the solver. I'm going to fix everything. And 99% of the time, I'm going to know what needs to be done. And I'm going to get it done. And I'm going to advocate for you 110%. And I'm going to get it done.
Way, but do you consider that suffering in silence when it comes to your kids? Like, suffering, is that the right word to use? Like, I suppress a lot, I do, and I'll just suck it in and take it and move on. Like, this is what, like she was saying, it's, you know.
Yeah, that's what I mean, though. That's what I mean.
But that's suffering in silence. I'm not going to suffer in silence.
Yeah, because you want to speak up, but you don't. And for whatever you believe that it's the goodness of you, or if it's the goodness for someone else. But you know, sometimes we need.
So here's my thing.
To speak
up.
So
here's my thing.
Go ahead.
If your mental health is not 100%, how can you help anyone else? My mental health is always number one to me. Like, and I can't help you if I'm not good. So if my mental health is not 100%, how can I help anybody else? And that goes for anybody. And my kids are always my number one priority. So if I can't help myself, how am I going to help anybody else? And my job is so demanding. Like, if I'm inside of a jail with, let's say, like the unit that I went in today, and I go into a unit. So let's say the unit that I went in today, let's say there was 45 men. 45 men. There is only one guard in that jail, in that unit. And they're all coming at you. So if I'm not if I'm at a 50% mentality and I can't handle this, who am I helping? I can't even help myself.
Right.
So if my mental health is not at 100%, I can't help anybody.
Right.
I can't help myself. I can't help the next person. I can't help my children. The cycle is just going to keep repeating and keep repeating and keep repeating.
And you know, that's all I thought about when I got diagnosed. I was like, you know, I am the rock to my family. God forbid something happens to me. I don't care. Like, my kids, like, you know, I raised them pretty good, you know, and I know that if I wasn't here, they would, you know, do good. That's how I raised them. But the fear of knowing, you know, like, so that took a lot, you know, like, oh my goodness, like, because me and my 3 children, we're very, very tight. Like, you know, we go to each other for everything, especially now that they're grown, you know, so it's like, that's all I thought about. Like, what are they going to tell me when they call me? What's going to happen? You know, is this going to make my kids, you know, throw them off of what they're focusing on right now? Like
Mm-hmm.
you know, school, work, whatever, you know, so
And
I
that's what I feel
suppose
with the pandemic for me.
it was good.
When I was going through what I was going through, I feel like during that time that it gave me time to really put myself first, because there was a lot of times where I was suffering in silence and didn't say nothing, but I was so focused on helping the next person that I put myself aside. Where there's nights where I'm over here questioning, am I helping myself as I should? Am I really helping the next person because I couldn't help myself? So this year that passed really made me tune into myself mentally. And then physically, everybody thought I was good, okay, but mentally, I was not. Emotionally, there were days where my kids they catch on very easily. You know, my family back home have no idea because on the phone, FaceTime, you can do this fake
Right.
look and they think everything is fine. But this 1 year really, really showed me like, no, emotionally, I was not okay. Mentally, I was not okay. I thought I was because I'm helping the next person, thinking I'm helping the next person. But for me, no,
I
it
tend
really,
to keep busy. Like
mhm.
I'll run till the wheels fall off, and then you know it's like as soon as I hit that bed, I'm sleeping. That's my way of dealing with things. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you know, it is
Yep,
suffering in
I can.
silence. Everybody does it in a different way. You know.
Good. And I'm so happy that you guys are this is a good conversation. This is the conversation I'm trying to, you know, put on this segment, the beauty salon segment. You know, this is stuff that I wanted, you know, you all to stir up and just talk about it, you know, regardless of what the topic is. Sometimes, you know, someone may bring up a taboo topic, but at least it's a discussion because you know what? People do suffer in silence and they're actually maybe in this comment section, you know, they may be
Mm-hmm.
just not saying anything. So when women like
Mm-hmm.
you end up speaking up, it gives them that encouragement, that inspiration to prep to perhaps, you know, open up. Or maybe even if they're, you know, friends or family of you, they reach out to you and say, all right, hey, Nickol, I heard what you said on the podcast. I need to talk to you. I know, Melissa, I need to talk to you. Stephanie, I need to talk to you. Romina, I need to talk to you. So these are the things that I'm trying to do, and I
Yeah, I
really,
think
really appreciate you.
Charlie, if I can just kind of chime in for a quick second. I think it, you know, so there's a couple of like catchphrases that are out there, like it's okay to not be okay, right? And you know, I often the work that I do, I'm always asking people like, who are your natural supports, right? Like you don't necessarily have to go to a counselor, although we are pretty awesome. But you know, like there are, you know, who are your friends, who are your, you know, your sisters, your brothers, your cousins, your aunts, uncles, friends, neighbors, colleagues, people that you can talk to, right? Like
Everybody
your
has
natural
to go to,
supports,
right?
you know, who are
Mm-hmm.
your go-to people. And then also, you know, oftentimes I also do a ton of work in suicide prevention. And so, you know, so often we are afraid to use the word suicide because of all the
That is
shame,
true. You can't
stigma,
force
and
men
guilt
to
that's
touch.
associated with it. So we often go to like, oh, do you want to hurt yourself? And so to the person who is suffering with suicide, you know, suicidal thoughts, and you ask them that question and they say no, they're probably being truthful to you because they're not thinking about hurting themselves. They're looking to end
Themselves.
the hurt.
Mm-hmm.
So it really is about being direct and asking the direct question of like, are you considering suicide? Are you thinking about killing yourself? Which doesn't usually roll off of our tongue because we have been taught to not talk about it, right? We don't talk about suicide,
Mm-hmm.
even though it's a 10th leading cause of death in the US amongst all age groups. It's the second leading cause of death amongst 15 to 24-year-olds. So that's how
Mm-hmm.
prevalent it is, you know, whereas homicide is number 15, you know, suicide is number 10. So you're more likely to kill yourself than to be killed. But we don't talk about it, you know, or if we do talk about it, we talk about that person's life at the suicide point, right? We don't talk about like
Mm-hmm.
their life in its
Before.
entirety. So really just getting comfortable with asking that question. You know, if you see the signs and symptoms of someone who might be, you know, highly depressed or anxious or going through a really rough patch or, you know, starting to give things away or, you know, just really a change in their affect and the way that they're, you know, they're interacting with others, you know, not being afraid to ask the question and being direct about it. If they say, you know, yes, they are suicidal, then you be able to go to bring them to get some help somewhere else. You take it as far as you can and you be with that person. So often, right? Like I think about us as a society where we're like, hey, how are you? And we're walking by each other in the mall. Hey, how are you? I'm good. I'm good. Like that's all you want to hear. You don't really want to hear like, hey, how are you?
Don't want to hear the truth.
Tell me.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
No one ever really wants to hear the truth.
Yeah,
That's true.
because we're always
And
busy. We're like in a rush. We got to go
No,
here.
we're
I got to
so
go there. I
busy.
got to do this. I got to do that. Like I don't have time.
Right.
And people don't, people don't listen. It's just their routine to say stuff like that. Like, someone may come up to me and say, hey, Charlie, how you doing? I'll say, oh, I got cancer. And then I walk away. And then they don't even interrupt you. They don't even say, Charlie, what'd you say? They don't even pay attention. No one listens, and you could say it. So, sometimes you got to try people like that. Are you truly listening to me? You truly sincere about your hellos, or you
throw a curveball, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And my other thing from Melissa too, like how Melissa said all that, and the other thing too is like about all these young kids with the drugs. Like I feel like no one is really educating everyone about drugs. Like they go into school, like everything is so mainstream about marijuana, but like these kids are not really educated. And right now everybody is just like they think they're using opiates, but they really they are using opiates, but they're using fentanyl, and all these kids are overdosing, and they're so addicted, and it's so crazy. So when I go into these detoxes, they're so young, they're like 19, 18, and it just keeps getting younger and younger, and it's these little kids, and I'm like, what's going on here? Like no one educates their kids. Like you use drugs one time, the chances are you're going to get addicted. Like it's like 1 in every 3 people get addicted to drugs right now, and it's like there's no education around that, and it's like no one's really talking about it. And I'm like,
I do agree.
What's going on here? And so many deaths to overdose, and I don't understand it. Like,
And do
I
they
just feel like
know the addiction that it causes when they first take it? It's more like, oh, I'm partying. Let me just be able to stay up at night all night to drink this drink, and not knowing down the line what it's going to do.
Right. They just they don't know what they're just the gateways that they're opening and where they're going and where the life that they're about to live. They just they don't understand it. Like, and I don't know why the school doesn't educate them more, and like how we can open this up so these kids can understand, and just not about drugs. I feel like the sex education, like all of it, like it's just so crazy that
everything. I think
everything.
They have like a thing to talk about their credit, how credit.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely. I've been saying that. Yeah, we don't have that here. We don't have any home economics anymore. No, none of that anymore. Like, and not everybody makes it to college. Not everybody is going to go to college. Not everybody's going to succeed. Like, I mean, some kids go to college, but they don't graduate because it's not for them. Like some kids, they truly belong in
college, right? So I have 2 that are in college, and just trying to have those conversations with them about financial responsibility, being fiscally responsible, as well as what's your return on investment, right? Like, to go get a psych degree at a $75,000 a year school,
right?
When you're not going to make that, and when you get out of there, just doesn't make sense, right? Like,
sense.
So doing more, like, so I remember with my son, he had gotten into some pretty prestigious schools, and he got some really great scholarships. But I was like, but what's the balance? And I was like, as a parent, I cannot, in good faith, allow, even if it's $25,000 a year, I'm like, multiply that times 4 years. I'm like, now you're talking about that's $100,000 at the end of 4 years for what? Like, if it's a specialty program that you're going to, then absolutely, like, we'll figure that out. I'm like, but if it's a generic business management, psychology, like more your liberal arts kind of stuff, I'm like, we can't, I can't set you up like that. I don't want you to be 21, 22 years old with $100,000 hanging over your head. And
already
I see so many kids do that. And I see so many parents who are so proud of their kids who got into Suffolk and Brown and very prestigious schools. But I'm like, but what are you teaching them? And so, each of my kids took a little bit of a different path. My daughter is fortunately at UMass Dartmouth in the nursing program, so her return on investment will be amazing. My son did the whole BCC to UMass Dartmouth transfer program. He'll be able to knock it out in 3 years. but I know that was a pretty hard blow. And now when they see like how much they have in loans compared to some of their friends, I'm like, you'll pay that off in your first, couple of months at home, working a job, and you'll be fine.
Right.
See, I never went to no major college, but I did go back to school for a few different things. General office. I'm teacher certified. Now I paint boats. So it's like, never know where you're going to be.
Right. You don't know. You don't know because we change every day. Every year we change. We grow. Everything changes. Everything changes. Relationships, our mindset, everything. The world changes, so we change. So we never know where we're going to be in a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. You don't know
and
where we're going to go.
Technology is constantly changing, right? So technology is making and breaking positions. Positions that once were like thriving are now obsolete, and ones that didn't even exist are like what's thriving right now. And especially like in this virtual world, like it's totally different. Like work from home versus working out in the community. And then, even like studies are coming out now regarding like millennials and Generation Z. Baby boomers and Generation X, we were those people who, when we got into a job, we pretty much stayed there until, our pension, retirement, whatever. The research is coming out that they're looking at 18 to 24 months. They're looking to retire at the end of every 10 years for, like 6 months to a year before they go somewhere else. So it is a very different generation that's coming up. So how does the older generation, like who is in these positions of management or leadership, how do they change their way of thinking versus recruitment and retention?
So I don't know.
Lately, I've been trying to encourage a lot of kids to try a trade school if they didn't want to go to college and try to do something, but get something under their belt, and only because, my experience after I retired from the job was I did have my bachelor's, but every job that I took after that, I was pretty much getting the same pay as everyone else. And I'm like, so what's the sense of having a college degree compared to someone that had, high school and they're getting the same pay as me? But, and that's not just on the I don't want to say lower level job, because everyone has a task to do in life, and every profession should have some respect. But when I end up applying for other jobs, I found out that I was going to get the same pay as someone else that didn't have a college degree. So I'm trying to get people to learn a craft, like my nephew Eamon, who's going to give me free work, is he still in plumbing?
No, what is this? He is in something with automotive. I can't think of it right now, but I let Eamon choose because Leek went to Stang, and that private school boy. I love Nativity. Nativity was my saving grace. I will sing praises about Nativity. If you have a son, take them to Nativity. You will get everything and everything from Nativity. Staying? No. If you are a person of color, if you are a minority, it is not for you. My son, he is the same color as me, and he was the blackest one there.
Wow.
His first year, he was called a N-word over and over and over and over until he beat the kid's ass in the locker room.
And he probably got it, right?
He did not. Do you think this mother is an advocate for everything, even including that? You will not call my kid the N-word. You will not come to school with a Confederate flag and then think you will not. I will beat you up my damn self.
You go.
I am not the one. So, we let Eamon make his own choice. We did not, I let him, if he wanted to go to Stang, he could go. He went on the tours. He met with Coach Golden. Coach Golden wanted him so bad, but Eamon was like, absolutely not. Absolutely. They complained about everything. Malik's shirt came out of his pants. They complained. Malik's tie went like this. They complained. His hair was too long. They complained. He cut his hair. It was too radical. Everything the kid did, he complained. So we let Eamon make his own choices at Voc. He loves it. We did a pandemic. He failed. Pandemic.
Being
Zoom.
a pandemic, how do you feel about the remote learning?
Yes, he failed. When they went back to school, he's got hundreds.
Failed.
Hallelujah. Zoom learning is not for everyone. Zoom learning is not for all children.
No.
Eamon is not a Zoom children. He is not a Zoom child. He needs
The distraction is so accessible for them.
Yes. I mean, he's a gamer. So I'm sure he was just waiting, like crunching down, waiting for like the computer to be like, ah. So now he's at school.
Deal with that with our boys.
Yeah, now he's at school. He's
school.
passing. I'm so thankful for school being back on.
That's
My
awesome.
son, I'm hoping he runs the shipyard one day because Lord knows how long I'll be able to swing a 5-pound hammer.
I know, right?
That's it.
But I'm thankful for the trade school. I mean, if not every kid can go to college, it's not for everyone. Not everyone is a studious child.
Right.
So I'm super thankful for Voc. He's at Voc. I have custody of my niece. She is at Diamond. We're trying to transfer over to Voc, and she loves Diamond also because she also doesn't think that she's going to go to college either. So we're trying to get her transferred over to Voc because I now have permanent custody of her. So we're trying to get her transferred over to Voc. But yeah, like I am too an advocate for the trade school, like, because like Charlie says, not everybody can hack the college. And just like Melissa said, not everybody can afford to come out and after 4 years with $100,000 of debt. Because all these kids, they do want to go to these prestigious schools, and it's not
I think
feasible
we've done so much of a disservice to our state schools, to our community colleges. You know, it was just so many times like, oh, just BCC, and I was like, do you know how many kids like get in but don't actually get to complete it?
Go right,
you know, or finish. And so,
my oldest goes. She went to a community college. She didn't want to actually go to a full 4-year. She was thinking about the end debt.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that's so wise, because why do you want to come out of college and have all these bills when, like, more than likely you're going to have to live on your own and have bills anyways?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah.
You know, I think.
Well, ladies, go ahead, Melissa.
No, I was just gonna say, like, I think that, you know, just we as a society, like we set this prestige up for these names and for these, and I mean, my undergrad is from UMass Dartmouth. My master's is from Boston University. I did the off-campus program, so my off-campus professors were from the on-campus, but it was at a reduced rate because it was off-campus. You know, so I mean, and even at the university, you know, at the state school, like we had very prestigious professors who would come from these elite schools that were teaching at the state school, and I was getting the same education for a fraction of the cost.
Right.
Wow.
And so just really, you know, I think parents making sure that we do our homework and that we do our research, and supporting and, you know, just teaching our kids financial, you know, like it goes back to when you talked about, like, you know, financial responsibility, or like financial classes, our taxes and, you know, insurance and different things like that, like teaching them adult skills.
Right. I think they need that over like anything else. I think they need to learn that first before they can do anything else.
I'm very big on that with our kids.
Right. Right.
Well, I took up probably an hour and a half of your time, and I really cherish this time. I'm really happy to be here. And I want to invite all of you again at any point that you want to come back on here. But like, what I leave with everyone is just simple question: who would you like to see on this segment or the Really Charlie podcast? You can name one person, 2 people, but we're going to start with Melissa.
I think you'll get a kick out of having a conversation with my son, Cameron Costa.
Of course, yes. I'm going to definitely do that.
Well, I already said my 2 people. One of them you already had on.
She's gonna cost me money next time, though. She already said that, you know. But all right, Nickol, who would you like to see on here?
I want to see Michelle because I want to hear her say in real time, "Really, Charlie?"
Yeah. I record her all the time, but you know we're gonna get her on
Some of the
there.
pictures,
Yeah,
We will.
of her, you
I
can
want to
tell
see her on real time on the Really Charlie show.
What'd you
Yes.
say,
That's what I'm going
Stephanie?
for.
Oh, we have to see the person who actually made the name up. I said that
Yeah.
I can see a couple of pictures that you have taken, and she got the really Charlie
Really,
face.
Charlie?
Yeah.
Really, Charlie? Yes,
Yeah.
we got to get that.
The face.
Yeah.
So we'll I'll try my best. You know, I'll work my magic.
Okay.
Romina, who would you like to see on there?
Flowers work, Charlie. Flowers and strawberries work when you're gonna ask.
I give her everything.
But I'm saying,
She's
now, when you're
spoiled.
gonna ask, go up to her with them like, you know, will you be on my show?
I give
I
her everything.
Them tan lines. Ask her.
So
For me, I have to say Frank and Dolores.
oh, that would be sweet. I'll actually put all three of them on there.
And Ray.
Oh, that would be
And Ray.
classic. That would be classic. You know, but wait a minute. Ray got a new phone from somebody, state, whatever. He's having problems with his Samsung, so I tried to do it electronic, help him out, give him some guidance. That was like pulling teeth, you know. So, and Dolores, you know, she's probably just a step above him. So I don't know. Unless you want to be their technician, you're gonna have to go to their house,
We have to
set
get
them up
them.
so we get them on a Really Charlie podcast. You know.
Yes.
So
Well, why
but
don't you?
I would.
Thank
I
you
would
so
love
much,
it.
Charlie, for this opportunity. It's been great.
Yes, thank you,
Thank
Charlie.
Thank you.
It was nice meeting you,
Charlie,
let's
I'll
do
be
this again.
seeing you.
You
Nice
ladies,
meeting
yes.
you all.
Well,
Well,
real quick,
technical.
Charlie
Yeah.
had asked me one time the other day. He said, "What do you think about having people on that you don't know opposed to people that you know?" I think it's nice both ways, but I just met 3 ladies that I never knew. That was cool.
Yeah,
Have a
I
lot
think
of
it
fun
works
with them.
out no matter what.
Awesome.
Yep.
Yeah. You guys
Thank
keep
you,
it.
Melissa, for all you do.
Thank you
Yeah.
all.
Thank all of you. Thank all of you. You're wonderful, beautiful,
Nice to meet you,
beautiful
ladies.
women, and please
Same, likewise.
Empowered
All
women,
right.
empower women.
take care.
Yes.
That's right.
Exactly.
Thank
Bye,
you, Charlie.
ladies.
Bye, ladies.
Take
Bye,
care,
Mr.
everyone.
Harry.
Love you guys.
I love you too.
Bye.
Love
Have a good night.
you. You too.
All right, everyone. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. That was some very, very, very great cast, great panel. Definitely a lot of intellect there. You know, they're doing their thing, and just like they talked about, women empowering women. You got to do it. You got to stay together, stick together, and try to help out each other. You know, they talked about cancer and cancer treatments. You know, talking about, you know, mental health and self-help, all that stuff. Those are great, great conversations. And that's what I like about the beauty salon segment. It's because those conversations do come out. And so I have to thank all of you for the comments, for the attention, for listening and viewing the Really Charlie podcast, this beauty salon segment. It was great. And I look forward to doing another segment soon, as next week. We may have 2 of them. And on a Friday, I'll be in Fall River I'll be with Mike Herron on the Mike Herron Podcast City, interviewing Durfee's All-American, and talking to him about a few things. sports, life, whatever. Whatever it comes to mind, we're going to talk about it. You all know Mike Herron's going to say it like it is. He's transparent, and can't wait for that interview. So thank you very much. God bless everyone, and if you need me, give me a holler, send me an inbox message, whatever. But you'll find the Really Charlie podcast on StreamYard, Anchor, Spotify, Facebook, and YouTube. Take care. Have a great night. Thank you again.